Good day, ma'am. Good day, everyone. I am Chris Calcino, one of the presenter of Group 8, and now we'll be discussing about our proposed concept paper entitled The Impact of Filipino Cultural Values on Household Financial Management in San Vicente Camarines Norte. Before we start, let me just give you some insights on how we come up with this proposed concept paper. So Filipinos are known for the richness of influences from indigenous, American, Japanese, and Spanish. The Filipino society is known to be close to their family. It is at their heart, and respect for the others is highly valued. Some key traits of Filipino culture are being hospitable, warm, and friendly to other people. The Philippines is also known for celebrating festivals, traditional music and dance, and preparing lots of food for every celebration. Filipinos give high importance to close family ties and relationships, resilience in the face of challenges, a strong sense of community, and value relationships with friends. While many Filipinos value the importance of family, some of them disregard the value of managing finances to pay back their family. The value of paying back or giving back to our family is one of the Filipino cultural values that has been passed from generation to generation. Filipinos also believe that money will come, but memories will not, and you only live once, which pertains to the value of enjoying life and spending money now rather than saving for the future. But financial management is important to the improvement of efficient and effective use of money for individuals. If at least one person in the family knows and it is trained in financial management, they will effectively deal with and handle the finances of the family well. This study will focus on knowing how Filipino values and culture influences the financial management of family household in San Vicente. Well, San Vicente is a small town in Camarines Norte with 12,579 population based on the 2020 census. The town was known for celebrating the Manana Festival, which was celebrated every April, and every family household strives and works hard to put everything on the table. It is part of their tradition in honor of Saint Vincent Ferrer and their tourist attraction, Manana Falls.
Good day, everyone. So I'm going to discuss the rationale of the study. So the Philippines is a home to cultural legacy whose principles have a significant influence on daily living. So in this video, we will explore the ways that cultural values unique to the Philippines affect how households handle their money and in turn their standard of living. So in the end of this video, the researcher hope to interpret and discuss the relationship between money, culture, and well-being in the Philippine homes by investigating how these beliefs challenge financial decision making. In many Asians, such as the Philippines, collectivism and strong family ties plays a significant role. Financial decisions are often made with the collective interest of the family in mind. While this fosters a sense of support and solidarity, it can also lead to financial obligations and responsibility that impact individual financial well-being and limit personal financial autonomy. According to the Conduct Survey of BSP Consumer Financial Survey or the CFS in 2018 for 15,000 households covering all regions in the country regarding financial condition and individual level financial attitudes, it was reported that only 9.7 of Filipino households had a deposit account. Moreover, according to the data of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas or the BSP, it shows that as of 2015, around 47% of Filipino adults had an outstanding loan. Much of these borrowings are not from formal sources like banks or cooperatives, but a stunning 62% borrowed from family, relatives, and friends. So Filipino lenders might have less suasion to collect on bad loans because of Filipino values like lunus at pakikiramay, or in English, mercy and compassion. And another Filipino values of pakikisama or group of identity na we are one, like atin ito, or meaning this is our man, or we belong. So, this is our Biging Laban. So, maraming study is magsasabi or nagbibigay ng information about how culture influences how Filipino handle money. But when it comes to Filipino culture, the specific Filipino culture, and how it affects how family manage their money and their quality of life at home, we don't know much. Mostly ng past research about this, nagpo-focus sila sa general culture idea and doesn't dig into the specific Filipino culture or Filipino values that impact how they make financial choices. So in this video, we have 3 Filipino values na mas i-explain namin ng maayos. First is yung pakikisama, strong family ties, and lastly, yung utang na loob. So let us first discuss the first Filipino culture, which is pakikisama. So pakikisama is a Filipino culture that it's all about getting along with others. So it's like when you're hanging out with your friends or working with a team and you want to keep things smooth and friendly. So pakikisama means nakikisama ka, or you're joining in and going along with what most people want. So parang nakikisama ka kung ano ba yung gusto ng lahat, nakakarami. And it's about being a part of the group and making compromises to keep everyone happy. So kung ano yung mas gusto ng lahat, doon ka, makikisama ka. So like when your friends decide on a movie or watch together, and kung ano yung pinili ng nakakarami, yun na rin yung pipiliin mo. And para sama-sama kayo. That's what pakikisama is. Pakikisama is a good thing, lalo na kapag gusto mo is maging masaya yung lahat. However, pakikisama can be tricky. Especially if hindi mo naman gusto. For example is, yun nga, nagpili sila ng movie and hindi mo naman gusto yung movie. Pero dahil lahat or yung nakakarami is gusto yung movie na yun. So, nag-yes ka na lang din. And sometimes you might feel pressured to go along with it just to fit in. So, yun nga, nakikisama ka na lang para maging masaya and to avoid causing any drama. Now, let's talk about money. So, in financial situation, pakikisama can be like doing a favor for someone. For example, in family, may kapamilya ka na naghihiram sa'yo ng pera para may pambili siya ng needs. And nung time na siningil mo na siya, hindi siya nakakabayad kasi walang pera. And sinabi niya, magkapamilya naman kayo. So, with that, hindi mo na siya sisingilin para lang pakisamahan dahil kapamilya mo siya. And it's negative sa pera. And it can lead to problem like losing money or making bad decisions. So while pakikisama is awesome for bringing people together, it's also important to think for yourself and make smart decisions, especially when it comes to money. So money is very important, and it's all about finding the right balance between being a team player and sticking to your own values.
Family ties. In the Philippines, our society is deeply rooted in collectivist values, particularly when it comes to family relationships. Now, let's talk about how strong family ties affect financial decisions. But first, let us know what is family ties. Family ties are the bonds or connections between family members, also known as a family ties or blood ties. Familial ties are the relationship between multiple members of a family. It is an umbrella term, or usually ginagamit siya sa legal context to describe how you are connected to relatives. Firstly, we have emphasis on relational bonds, especially within the family. This means that families play a central role in our lives, and We prioritize these connections above many other things. We cherish values such as close-knit bonds, respect for elders, and unity among family members. These values are not just taught but actively nurtured within family through various means. For example, families come together to celebrate traditions, engage in shared activities, and provide mutual support. These practices help foster a sense of belonging and solidarity among family members. When it comes to financial decisions, families often prioritize the collective welfare over individual interests. Marami sa atin ang familiar with the practice of migrating for work to support our families back home. However, this dedication to family sometimes lead to sacrifices. It is common to hear phrases like, okay lang, para sa pamilya, indicating a willingness to endure hardships for the sake of our families. Yet, while sacrifices is admirable, it is essential or importante din na ma-recognize natin yung potential drawbacks nito. Kasi ang excessive sacrifice may prevent individuals from considering their own well-being objectively and can sometimes lead to dependency. Moreover, these strong family ties can also impact financial independence. Financial commitments made for the family's sake may limit personal financial autonomy. So it is crucial to balance honoring our familiar obligation and ensuring our well-being and independence. 1. Utang na loob. At its core, utang na loob describes the obligation of reciprocity and kindness that arises when one person helps another. It is a multifaceted concept within Filipino psychology, intertwined with various constructs like loob, kapwa, and gratitude. This concept originates from the combination of utang, which is debt, and loob, inside, representing the indebtedness felt at a personal level. Hindi lang siya about sa pagbabayad ng favor, pero ina-acknowledge din ito yung connection na nabuo natin sa tao. So, utang na loob is when someone helps you and then you feel like you owe them something in return. Ito yung pakiramdam na may utang na loob ka and maaari siyang mag-last a long time, even passing down to your children and their children. It is a chain of favors that keeps going through generations. This shows how important it is to help each other in Filipino culture and how people feel a strong sense of responsibility to pay kindness. When it comes to families, utang na loob plays a significant role, especially in times of need or strained relationships. It emphasizes gratitude for parental support and societal interdependence. Children are taught to respect parental authority, sacrifice personal interests, and demonstrate gratitude for their upbringing. Moreover, utang na loob has a direct impact on financial matters within families. Even when limitado lang yung resources or wala na talagang kukunan, there is a sense of obligation to provide support, reflecting that values of reciprocity and interconnectedness. So in summary, utang na loob is not just a cultural concept. It is a guiding principle that shapes familiar relationships and financial decisions within Filipino society.
Next is the research questions. This research aims to determine the impact of Filipino values on families' financial management and quality of life in San Vicente Camarines Norte, and answer the following questions. First, what is the impact of Filipino cultural values such as utang na loob, pakikapwa o pakikisama, and pamilya on how Filipino manage their financial matters within the family? Also, how do Filipino cultural values influences the quality of life in families? And despite the recognition of basic concepts and values by Filipino households, which problems do they face while trying to maintain and balance between their origin, cultures, and financial realities? What specific dimensions of the Filipino financial behavior are shaped by cultural values, and how do Filipinos assess the impact of cultural values on financial behavior, quality of life, financial prosperity, and other aspects of life in terms of priorities and preferences?
The framework of the study consists of two parts, which is the theoretical framework and the conceptual framework. So this paper is supported by theories to help the proponents identify the variables with regards to our topic, which is the impact of Filipino cultural values on Filipino households' financial management. So let me remind you that the framework of the study is important in this paper because it helps us to interpret our findings and why it matters. So there are two theories presented in this study. First is the family systems theory, and the second one is the socioeconomic status theory. Let us proceed with the family systems theory. This was developed by Dr. Murray Bowen, and this theory provides understanding how families work together. This theory focuses on the family as a whole and individuals separately. So this is how the theory works. It explains how families communicate, solve problems, and support each other. So let me give you an example. The volleyball consists of different members of the team. So they play different roles that benefits the team. The downside of this theory is that sometimes it can lead to blaming individuals within the family for problems and might focus too much on the family dynamics and not enough on the family members' needs. So, utang na loob is a sense of indebtedness or gratitude towards someone who has done a favor or shown kindness. In a family, this involves a deep obligation to reciprocate or repay kindness they received. This is mostly shown in Filipino families and can give a big impact on the financial management in their household. Now, let's link family systems theory to utang na loob. Family members may feel obligated to fulfill their family roles or the expectations of their family members. This can overlook the challenges of other family members by focusing too much on the utang na loob itself. They can also feel trapped in this family role and their relationship with their family. When a person grows up in a family where utang na loob is always present, they can also feel the need to provide or disappointment may come in their way. So as you can see in the figure, family systems theory is connected to the impact of Filipino cultural values on household financial management and financial matters of a family since utang na loob is present. When the family has a strong sense of utang na loob, it is common to Filipino households to brag that their children has a responsibility to provide and give to their parents once they can earn money because the parents have supported them when they were young, and now that they can provide, it is the time to give back. In this scenario, a person can feel obligated to give back and the cycle goes on. This can lead to debt, unemployment, or inadequate income, which can be connected to. Next theory is the socioeconomic status theory. This theory was founded by a sociologist, Max Weber. So this includes not only income but also the level of education attained, status in one's line of work, and personal judgment of social status and class. Okay, so this impacts the human functioning as a whole, including the physical and mental health of a person. The Philippines has high rates of income disparity and includes poverty and traditionally sluggish economic growth. 58.4% of Filipinos belong to the low-income class and socioeconomic status. So this means that they have a less access to financial, educational, social, health, and health resources than those with a higher socioeconomic status. Now, let us link the socioeconomic status theory to pakikisama. Let us take a look on the figure. The socioeconomic status theory is connected to the impact of Filipino cultural values on household financial management and pakikisama and family obligation. When a person grows up on the low-income class families, some people may abuse the connections that they have. They can use their pakikisama to be able to find a job if they have a connection with a company or a corporation. So, in that way, they can easily make money and gain income. This can lessen the burden of looking or finding for a job. This can also return the gratitude to the family. So the negative side of this is that when you grow up having less resources, sometimes the parents can pull as many strings as they can to be able to have their family members gain money. They will use their pakikisama to gain information and make connections with everyone else. If they have successfully found a job for their family member, this can be a way to provide because it is a big responsibility to provide for their family in a typical family household. So, The family member that has been forced to work may feel torn to provide for their family and work for something that they do not want since they have less access to the resources. This scenario can lead to restricted autonomy of a person. So if only the parents have a say in making decisions, the other members may feel obligated and pressured to make a financial contribution that can hinder one's ability to manage their own finances since they have to provide for the family and can also give rise to bitterness and dissatisfaction. Now let us proceed to the conceptual framework of our concept paper. So we use the IPO model or the input process output model to show the connections of our topic. This figure shows the relationships of the variables and how they are related to each other. So the blue box, which is the respondents, is the input. This is the households in San Vicente, Camarines Norte, and they are our chosen respondents. The sage green box is the semi-structured interviews which we will be using to gain information. This box represents our process in gaining the information. And the green box is the output, which is the results of our semi-structured interviews. The answers of the respondents on our semi-structured interviews. So the left to right arrows depict the relationship between the activities performed and the outcomes that are regarded as the output.
For our methodology, the research will use a mixed methods research design incorporating both qualitative and quantitative data to understand how Filipino values affect the financial management of households in San Vicente, Camarines Norte. The researchers want to find critical parameters for intervention and instruction by investigating both cultural effects and household financial habits. This comprehensive approach will provide a deeper comprehension of the complexities surrounding financial decision-making within the specific cultural context. The respondents of the study will be the households from the municipality of San Vicente, Camarines Norte. The study will explore specific Filipino values such as utang na loob and pakikisama and how they influence saving, spending, and investment behaviors within the households in San Vicente, Camarines Norte. Semi-structured interviews will be conducted to delve into people's thoughts and experiences regarding how Filipino values impact their financial decisions. The research can also investigate the role of intergenerational transmission of values in shaping financial management practices among families in the community. The study will also consider examining any potential conflicts or contradictions between traditional Filipino values and modern economic realities that individuals face when making financial decisions. In addition, survey questionnaires will be used to collect data on the financial habits and cultural beliefs of the Filipinos. The data gathered will then be analyzed to explore the relationship between Filipino cultural values and financial management strategies. Thematic analysis will be used to identify recurring themes from the transcribed interviews. Descriptive statistics and correlation analysis will also be employed to explore relationships between Filipino values and financial management strategies. The researchers believe that cultural values such as pakikisama and utang na loob play a key role in how households in San Vicente handle their finances. By delving into these values, we aim to offer valuable information on customizing financial programs and interventions to better meet the community's needs. Through this research, we aim to help create effective strategies that support the financial health of Filipino households.